And it was somebody who said, it was Kenyatta, who was a friend of the show, has an amazing voice, who said, my daughter was not planning to vote. She said the candidates all looked too old and she didn't relate to them. And as someone with a background and passion for youth engagement and democracy, I was reminded of the example shared with me by my friend Caitlin Baggett, who now is the executive director of a small, mid-sized foundation and was one of the co-founders of the Bus Project. And she said, Jeff, do you know, and she said more than this, she said, Jeff, do you know who the candidate was who was elected with the biggest delta in young voting in American history? And I would guess, and she would describe this person. I say, okay, well, since you're asking, I'm assuming it's not Obama, because otherwise you're sort of you're asking the question in a way that suggests that's what you want me to answer. She said, you're right, it's not Obama. And I said, I don't know, Kennedy? She said, no. And I don't remember what I guessed next. She said, no, it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was elected by young people. And it wasn't because he was young. It wasn't because he was particularly a fiery speaker. But he did build a team and have a platform that would engage jobless young Americans in the new economy that had left them behind and wealth disparities that were crushing them. And that built a generation of voters that begat not only the New Deal, but also the Great Society. In our efforts to be a little more woke, let us also be aware of ageism. That I recognize that it's easy for any of us to relate to someone who looks like us, whatever that look entails. The hair length, clothes, certainly skin color, age. But the lesson of FDR could be many things. But one is, you don't have to be the spryest candidate in order to be an inspiring candidate. And you don't even have to lead the league. When he was described, when FDR was described, he was not described as the most charismatic candidate in the field. But rhetorically speaking and metaphorically speaking, his spine was of steel, even if polio had robbed him of his ability to walk. I think that we can build movements that are not merely cults of personality. I think we can build movements that are not only based on if the person is elected, we can relate to physically. That's not to diminish the excellent question. But as we talk to our young people, the lessons of history could inform us. And we can say, yeah, your teachers aren't all going to be young. Your parents aren't going to be young. The people who do some of the most and best work won't all be young. Some of them will be, not all of them will be. That doesn't have to be the only way that we evaluate a presidential candidate.